right, we have new developments tonight about the attempted carjacking Saturday that led to the death of a 13-year-old and the arrest of a 12-year-old.
We're learning for the first time that the man who shot and killed the teenager was a U.S. Marshal serving as a security guard. And now the 12-year-old is detained at a youth facility after his own mother had to turn him into police.
Ardelia Gonzalez is with us now, and Dee, I understand and can only imagine it was an emotional day in court today for that mom and the defense attorney representing that 12-year-old who wanted him to be released back home to his parents, right?
That's right. That's right. They say this is his first offense. He's a good student. His mom was trying to get him help. It was certainly heartbreaking, very difficult day in court, Zoe. I could see his mom, who was sitting right across from me on the other side of the courtroom, crying, wiping her eyes. Her face was red as she listened to the defense attorney describe all the things that she did to try to avoid this day. She says she did not want her son to, quote, listen to this, be a victim of the streets. You know, he had anger issues. They knew that he knew where to get a gun, they say, but mom got him hooked up with counseling services, sent him to a school that could serve his needs. The defense, though, argued, you know, this was his first offense and there's still plenty of time to rehabilitate this 12-year-old, but the judge said he needed to be detained in order to keep the public safe. A family in crisis. In court today, we heard from a mother who turned her own son into police Tuesday morning after seeing this picture. Her 12-year-old child allegedly running away from the scene of Saturday's deadly attempted carjacking. A police detective searched the boy's bedroom and found the clothes seen in the picture. What police did not find was a weapon. We're hearing for the first time in court the man who shot and killed 13-year-old Bernard Tony was a U.S. Marshal serving as a security guard for the U.S. Attorney's Office. Police say he was sitting in his car on the phone just before his night shift around 10 p.m. Saturday when the two boys approached the car from behind. Prosecutors describe a conversation between the boys. Then they both put their hands on their waistbands. They say Tony jumped into the passenger seat while the 12-year-old pulled the driver's door open and said, quote, "Get the expletive out. You know what this is." We're also learning the 12-year-old spotted the U.S. Marshal's uniform and gun and ran to grab his friend out of the passenger seat, but it was too late. Prosecutors say within seconds, the U.S. Marshal fired his gun, shooting Tony in the chest as he sat in the passenger seat. The boys ran. Tony collapsed. The 12-year-old was caught on camera taking off. The judge saying since there was no weapon found, she did not find probable cause for the charge of armed carjacking, but she said the boys' actions Saturday night show they were in concert to take this vehicle. It is unclear at this point if the U.S. Marshal will face any charges in this case. He is cooperating with this investigation. Now, both boys are described as good students. I reached out to Bernard Tony's principal at Kelly Miller Middle School in Northeast. He was a 7th grader. His principal says he was a good student who loved to make people laugh. As for the 12-year-old, he is detained at a youth services center until he's back in court on Monday. We're live outside of D.C. Superior Court. Delia Gonzalez, WUSA 9.
A terrible, terrible tragedy all around, from the mother who had to turn her own son in. While commendable, must have been tremendously difficult.
Yeah, and a lot of folks always ask, where are the parents? Where's the mom? Where's dad? It sounds like in this case, Dee, the mom did try to take those steps to get her son, that 12-year-old, the help he needs, but clearly it wasn't enough. She needed more help, more support. Delia, thank you.